Multitasking. Now, which one's better, compartmental or global? Okay. All right. We're different. And both compartmental and global have strengths and weaknesses that we bring to the table. And we're most powerful and effective when diversity comes together. Everyone go, Second big point, I've been telling you, men and women speak a different language. Let me tell you what it is. Write this down. You can use this as a map to help you be more effective with the opposite sex. This is based upon many social studies. Everything I've given you is based upon research, and I've got a gift for you at the end, so someone remind me about the gift. Remind me about the gift. Yes, I promise. I promise. But someone remind me, because I'll forget. Or I'm lying, right, yes. Women tend to speak in paragraphs, say the social studies. Women tend to speak in paragraphs, giving what's called a historical narrative. Now, what does historical narrative mean? Yes, 3 years ago, the background, the context, the setup, kind of a play-by-play sequential accounting of what happened, and it's always supported with lots of details, lots of details. And here's the most important piece for women to remember. Where does the bottom line of the story come for women? At the beginning, middle, or end of the story? At the end, the bottom line comes last. In femalese, this makes a lot of sense. Why do you think they call it the bottom line? Well, it should come at the bottom. Women speak in paragraphs, historical narrative details. Women speak in story form. Women actually enjoy the suspense of working up to the bottom line. Men actually experience your enjoyment as agitation. Because men don't speak that way. Men don't speak in paragraphs. Men speak in phrases. Short, clipped, reporting statements. They don't give a lot of details. And where do men put the bottom line? First. Bottom line comes first for men. And sometimes that's all you get. And that drives women nuts, right? Does it not? How many words does a man speak in a day? A man speaks 12,500 words in a single day. I bet you didn't think men spoke those many words. That's a lot of words. 12,500 words in a single day. How many words does a woman speak in a single day? 25,000 plus. 25,000 to 50,000 actually. Now this could be a lot of frustration because men go to work, and at work they use up 12,495 words. We come home, we've only got 5 left. So we have to pick these 5 words carefully. What's for dinner? That's 3. Good night, that's 5. And I know you ask yourself, ladies, you ask yourself, why do men speak anyway? What is the purpose of communication for men? Well, according to Dr. Deborah Tannen, she says the purpose of communication for men is to report a fact. This is why men communicate, to report data, to report the facts. Here are the facts. Why do I need this crown? These 4 clinical reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's the data, here's the facts, here's the report. Why do women speak? She says, very clever how she says it. Women speak for kind of a different motivation. Women speak to build a rapport. Isn't that clever? Men speak to report. Women speak to rapport. I shall report to you. I would like to rapport with you. Here's the report. Let's rapport. A couple years ago, I remember this. I called up my best buddy, Carl, and I spoke to him like this. I called him up and I said, Carl, I've got the tickets. Pick you up at 8 o'clock. Goodbye. Click. Now, is that okay for me to speak to Carl like that, man to man? Yes, I have reported the fact. Tickets, 8 o'clock, pickup, goodbye. If a woman spoke to another woman in the same way, what would the response be? Mary Beth got the tickets, pick you up at 8 o'clock, goodbye, click. What would the other woman think? What's her problem? Well, that was kind of a snippy little attitude, wasn't it? Somebody having a bad day today. This is a true story. This is a true story. I was visiting my father, Jack, a few years ago, and he had had some eye surgery. Nothing serious, but he had some eye surgery, so he had some stitches, right? And so we're talking, and the newspaper fell off his lap onto the floor. And so he bent over to pick up the newspaper, and he popped a stitch. And some blood was coming out, So nothing serious, but, obviously had to go to the doctor and get it, fixed up. So he was scheduled at breakfast with his best buddy, Johnny. Johnny and Jack were going to have breakfast tomorrow morning, and so he had to call and cancel because he had to go to the doctor. And so he calls up Johnny, and I can hear Johnny on the other end of the line. I'm not embellishing. My dad goes, "Johnny, I can't go to breakfast tomorrow because my eye's bleeding." And Johnny goes, "Okay, bye." Click. I mean, no details at all. It's like, are your eyeballs hanging out of your head? Should we call an ambulance? Your eye's bleeding. Are you okay? Hilarious. Husband and wife are in the counseling couch, and the wife says to me in front of the husband, she'll say, "You know what, Bruce? My husband never tells me anything." And then I ask him, ladies, fill in the blank. He says, "Well, honey, I tell you." Isn't that strange? What's going on? Well, we actually have a language difference here. He speaks in bottom line. She speaks in historical narrative detail. So at the end of the day, she'll ask him, she'll say, "Hi, honey, how was your day today?" He answers bottom line, "Fine." This means nobody died, and I still have a job. I mean, that's the bottom line. But when she asks the question, "How was your day?" she wants some detail. She wants some historical narrative. She wants to know, "How was your day? How was 8 o'clock? How was 9? How was 10? Was 10 more like 8 or more like 9? It's amazing we communicate it all, isn't it? A few years ago, my associate who worked for me at that time was a female, and is a female to this very day, actually. She told me the story. Her husband comes home Friday afternoon, true story. Husband comes home and he bursts into the kitchen and he says, and he makes this announcement. He says, "Honey, my sister had her baby today." And what does she want to know? Yeah, was it a boy or a girl? Was it difficult delivery? How much did it weigh? What did they name the child? Can I call them? And he turns to her and says, "Man, I didn't even think to ask those questions." Those are a lot of questions to ask. You can think of it like newspaper. Men speak in headlines, women speak in story, right? So he just gave the headline, "Baby born, mother lives."